Chapter 5. The fruit of the Spirit and the fruit of the flesh. The flesh always reveals itself by what it produces. Jesus said, "You will know them by their fruits. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit." This is not just about behavior on the surface. It is about the source those behaviors come from. The flesh cannot produce the fruit of God because the flesh is not rooted in God. The flesh is rooted in fear, pride, lust, control, comparison, jealousy, anger, shame, and self-preservation. It may try to look religious. It may try to look moral. It may even try to look obedient, but the root is still corrupt. And if the root is corrupt, the fruit will eventually reveal it. Paul describes the works of the flesh clearly: hatred, strife, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambition, envy, drunkenness, and things like these. These are not the attributes of the true person God created. These are the symptoms of the flesh operating through a person. This matters because many people confuse the flesh with who they really are. They believe their worst thoughts, their worst impulses, their shame, their failures, and their sinful patterns are their true identity. But Scripture shows us something deeper. In the beginning, God formed Adam from the dust of the ground. But Adam did not become a living being until God breathed into him the breath of life. That breath did not come from the dirt. It came from God. The body came from the dust, but life came from the breath of God. That means the purest form of who we are is not the flesh. It is not the dust. It is not the corruption. The true self is connected to the life God breathed into mankind from the beginning. The flesh is what was corrupted through Adam, but the breath of life still points back to God. This is why life becomes a battle of decision-making trees. In the garden, there was the tree of life, and there was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. One tree represented dependence on God. The other represented independence from God. One tree produced life, the other produced death. That same pattern continues in us. When we make decisions from the flesh, we eat from the wrong tree. We choose pride over humility. We choose fear over faith. We choose control over surrender. We choose accusations over mercy. We choose lust over love. And that tree can only produce bad fruit. But when we make decisions from the true self, the part of us awakened by God, drawn to the Father, and made alive through Christ, we begin to produce different fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. These are not the fruits of the flesh. These are the fruits of the Spirit. So the question is not simply, am I doing good things or bad things? The deeper question is, what tree am I eating from? Am I making decisions from the flesh, from fear, from pride, from shame, from the corrupted mind of Adam? Or am I making decisions from the life of God within me, from the breath He gave me, from the Spirit, from the true self restored through Christ? Our lives become the visible outcome of the invisible tree we keep choosing. The flesh will always produce death because it cannot produce anything else. But the Spirit produces life because it comes from God. This is why Christ did not come merely to improve the flesh. He came to condemn sin in the flesh, defeat it, and awaken us to life in Him. The flesh is the bad tree. The Spirit is the life-giving tree. And the true self is not found by improving corruption, but by returning to the life that came from God in the beginning.